Well, I'll call that last video wet season part 1 because I got pulled over and while I was driving, I didn't slow down when the lights flashed. I was going the flow of traffic, but I was the one that got pulled over. I didn't argue or any of that stuff. So this is the first time I ever got pulled over where I actually had license and insurance and registration. So I guess that's a plus. It is what it is. I mean, that's the way I'm going to look at it. At least, I think like in the past, I probably would have, I don't know, bitched at the situation, especially if I had all my shit. But it's just a thing, right? Yeah, I got a license, insurance, and registration, so I don't know how many times I've been pulled over and fucking I didn't have one or all of those. Car wasn't in my name, license suspended. Come on, insurance. So there's no fucking plus about this other than the fact that like I didn't get out of the ticket. That sucks, man. Oh well, I mean, there's nothing I can do about it, right? Yeah, I'm not gonna say negative shit about a guy doing his job. So fuck it, you know, like I guess part of this video series that I'm doing near the end is a situation where when I first got clean, I didn't have insurance, so that could have went down bad. I said a second ago, if how would I have handled a situation 6 months into my recovery? Because like in my mind, I'm like, why don't you pull over all fucking 3 of us? But it's okay. I was meant to get pulled over. I don't know. But, you know, first, they just keep stacking, don't they? Shit just keeps stacking. That's all good. Today's gonna be a good day. My brothers and I are talking a lot more, and it's given me an opportunity to connect with him. I was fucked up yesterday about it. Like, so fucked up yesterday about it. The information I got from my sister just really fucked me up. But talking to my brother was like the hardest part. I don't need to go into detail about it. I just know that I'm in a season of my life where I'm able to be there for him. Because if I was getting loaded, I wouldn't be able to be there for him. Or any of them for that matter. I wouldn't mentally be able to uplift and, you know, all that stuff. And there are people in my life that, because I've gotten clean and I'm working this program and I'm doing the things I'm doing, that I've been able to help. That I've been able to be there for. And I got a lot going on inside here. Where I'm working through it the best way I possibly can. But getting loaded is never going to help that situation. If I was getting loaded right now, getting pulled over would have gone a different direction. And I'm grateful that I didn't get pulled over while I was going through that shit. And so, you know, that whole everything is happening exactly the way it was intended. Really does. That's like that saying that we use before, you know, like for trust. I try to apply it when I look back. And sometimes I'll look back at yesterday. It doesn't excuse bad behaviors at all. Like, God doesn't intend me to say some of the stuff I say sometimes. But, you know, all I can do is try not to be, like, in shame too much about it. And understand that, like, it's a learning experience. And hopefully I change from there. And at the same time, like, this season of my life, I have leaned towards God more than ever. And what I heard today was out of Samuel's book 1, and I read that recently, and I didn't catch the story, and so it was good to I read it and I remember it, but not in the way that he explained it. And that's why I'm lucky to have like this technology to be able to turn on YouTube and hear it said by somebody who can process it and explain it much better than I can read it. And that way, when I'm listening to the story, I'm like, oh, I kind of, I remember that. And then how he will explain, that it goes to show that there's that's why we have pastors versus me trying to get on here and just go through my shit and say, I just need to trust in God. I just need to surrender. I just need to accept. It's about going through it and, having peace of mind, that, my intentions are pure, that my willingness is strong. What I'm learning is that, what am I willing to do? How strong is my willingness? Because for a long time there, I didn't have any willingness in terms of getting clean. I had desire. I had the desire to get clean. But it also comes down to willingness. Do you have the willingness to have patience? Do you have the willingness to loosen your grip? Do you have the willingness to accept, like, everything from today back? And do you have enough trust that God is working through other people, through you, and that, like, I'm so early in the stages of my development still? And how big is that grain of hope? When my disease is activated and my character defects are coming out, it's like a fog in my head. And what I'll do is I'll lean on little bits and pieces of, you know, what I've learned. And I'll be like, this is of God, or this is recovery, or this is, you know. And then what I'll find myself doing is making an amends. And all that intention going into it. You know, so it's being able to reflect like I do regularly, and trust, and then just going through the day to where I understand that every day is a new day, and things aren't as bad as they could be, but they can also be better too. And I'm gonna have tough days, I'm gonna have rough days, and I'm gonna have good days, and all together work for the greater good, as long as I'm not trying to not learn, and that I keep doing the things that I'm doing in terms of doing my inventory list, writing, and maybe not taking that whole sheet and sending, and just and understand that, like, it's process, and process sometimes doesn't feel good, but it's necessary. So new day, sunny, it's not raining. I don't have a lot of reasons to be upset. I mean, there is one, but I don't have to be upset about it. I can find a silver lining in that too. And today's going to be a good day. I'll reach out to my brother. I'll kill it at work. I'll give my babies kisses. I watched Lilo and Stitch yesterday. Somebody suggested that, so I never really watched that, and it was cool to watch that and scratch her back all night. It really helped. And so, yeah, today's gonna be a good day. Take care.